I literally have not opened it at all. It's completely sealed. I'm like, half of me is like terrified for some reason of actually opening it and seeing it. And the other half of me was like sitting there all night looking at it going, I want to open it now. I want to open it now. I want to open it now! So it took about, I'd say like a week to get to me, which is a lot sooner than I thought it would, to be honest. I noticed a few other people who also bought it on the release have got theirs already as well, so it's a pretty quick. They seem to ship them in bulk. It's my book! It's my book! So straight off the bat, which I was worried was going to be a problem with print on demand, a little blurry on the back text. I don't know if that's a me problem or if it's just yeah, so I don't know if that's me. It was a lot of effort and fiddling around to try and get it to actually fit the dimensions, so it might be me. It's really like interesting texture. Yeah, matte talc powder smooth. Yeah, that kind of. Yeah. I noticed it doesn't have the not for resale banner over it. I know that a lot of people who've done print KDP have had like their author's copy has like a massive like not for resale banner all the way across it. Mine does not have that, which I'm glad about. Fucking spine isn't quite aligned to where I'd like it to, but that's fine. I can tweak that. Probably. That's what I get for doing my own cover and everything. Printed in Poland by Amazon Fulfillment. Ah, interesting. Poland. There's the splash page, the front page. I was concerned about how that was going to look, but I'm glad it came out okay. It's so weird seeing my name next to the copyright thing. That. And the dedication. For my beloved Blaze and my brother Tommy, without whom this world would not exist and I would not have reached the courage to write. This book would never have been written without my wonderful partner Blaze, who pushed me to keep writing and supported every grumpy, caffeine-filled month of work. She and my brother from another mother, Tommy, have been the driving force and at times the inspiration for half of the content in this book, and I would be nowhere without the years they gave me of roleplay to build and develop my characters and their world. In the same vein, I'd be remiss not to acknowledge my darling Kim, my rainbow for whom Eric and Tori were initially created. I hope you find many more adventures with them. And, of course, I cannot continue without acknowledging the love and support of all of my viewers and subscribers on YouTube and Twitch, who have supported me and helped me procrastinate from the very beginning of this very long journey. Here's to many more adventures and memes together. You guys are in the acknowledgement. Just putting that out there. Wanna read it, mate? Yeah. Sneak my face. Hello. Approved by Maze. Therefore everyone's gotta buy it. How does it feel seeing all of your hard work finally held in your hands, a visual representation of your accomplishment? It's really weird. It's really weird. Like, it's good weird, but like If you'd have told me 5 years ago that I would be here holding this book, I would laugh in your face, probably. A lot of people know me as, like, music's always been my passion, but I wanted to be a writer before that. Question: how do you get rid of strongly held beliefs that your writing is derivative and bad and therefore you just shouldn't? Spite. Fun fact, my writing is definitely derivative. You can have a puzzle or like a mosaic. Think of it like a mosaic. You've got a mosaic and you're using pieces of everything else from everywhere else. But when you glue it all together onto the paper, it's a new picture. If that makes sense. But yeah, mostly spite. People that I knew told me that it wasn't gonna go anywhere. Like, when they found out that I wanted to write, they sat me down and made me write, but in a way that they wanted. This isn't my oldest world. I have a much older world that I will write for again one day. I've got it sort of written down on World Anvil. But I blame this highly for why I stopped doing that and I never managed to get a novel out about it. Because every time I described parts of the world, he would go, oh, so that's from this. Oh, so that's from that. And I'd go, no, I just thought of it. And he would point out every single thing that I liked at the time that was evident in that world. And I ended up hating it. And that stuck around with me in my writing for a long time. To this day, I still, like, looking back through this, I still go, this is so derivative. But at the end of the day, if you enjoy writing it, it shouldn't matter. At the end of the day, everything is derivative. Absolutely everything is derivative of something. Like, there are no original ideas, but there are original execution. And at the end of the day, no one is exactly the same as anyone else. I primarily write for validation. I do most things that I do for validation, but we do things despite the people who said we couldn't. And sometimes that includes ourselves. You know? But yeah, at the end of the day, it's mostly just spite. I write because I enjoy writing, and people end up liking it. I have enjoyment for the things I do, but if no one else enjoys it, then I kind of feel like it doesn't matter, because what I do is supposed to bring joy. As I said, everything you've ever written has brought someone joy. That I've seen that you've put out there. Someone enjoys it. And whether that's just your friends, or whether that does become absolute strangers, someone enjoys it, and that's what's important. And someone will enjoy this, I'm sure. Even if, and I'm ready for it, to be honest, even if this turns out to be a really unpopular book. You know, 1 stars everywhere. Someone, somewhere, is going to get something out of it. Just remember, for every one of us, especially people like me and you, Gabe, who are queer and neurodivergent, and will reflect that in our writing and have unique perspectives on trauma and people and just the way that life is formed. For every one of us that doesn't do this, a cis het white neurotypical man will. And if that does not fill you with rage, just look at Doctor Who. Look at Doctor Who. Every season is different. Every Doctor is different. Every writer comes up with something different. And for every new Doctor, there is a wave of people who go, this is really shit, this is derivative and misogynistic and unoriginal, and then there's a new wave of other people on the other side of it who go, this is the most important thing that I have ever watched in my— At the end of the day, the things that you hate about your own writing is something that someone else will love. It's just, people are people. You can't control other people. You can only control what you do.